January 13th, 1979, the Iranian Revolution began. It was a nationalist movement that replaced a dictatorial democracy with a theory-based government based on the guardianship of the Islamic jurists. It was caused in part of a conservative backlash against the westernization and secularization efforts of the Shah. The Shah was thought of as a puppet of the United States, whose culture was contaminating Iran's culture. In the Washington Post article about the Iranian Revolution, the main issue was what the United States should do and how they should intervene in the revolution. On November 4th, 1979, students took control of the American embassy in Iran. They stormed the U.S. Embassy and, with the exception of 6 U.S. Embassy workers, held everyone who was working there that day in custody for over 2 years. This was the start of the Iranian hostage crisis. In the picture shown, American embassy employees who were held hostage were also blindfolded and tortured in an effort for America to return the Shah. On the night of April 24th, 1980, Operation Eagle Claw was put into action. It was classified for a few months after it was completed. There was reported to be major errors in the planning and execution of the operation. There was failure in the raid due to inadequate training and maintenance, as well as poor contingency planning and intelligence. Unexpected downfalls of the mission, such as the nighttime collision of a helicopter and a plane, costing 8 American lives, weren't planned for. In the end, this was a failed mission. This picture is a map of how the operation went, with the helicopters and planes leaving from a carrier in the Arabian Sea. On July 17, 1980, the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, died in an Egyptian military hospital at the age of 60 due to hemorrhaging and dwindling blood pressure. Before his death, the Iranian militants who were holding the 52 hostages demanded the Shah back so he could undergo trial. He was buried in Egypt with a very simple funeral. Pictured is the burial site where the Shah currently rests. On January 20th, 1981, the 52 U.S. Embassy hostages were released. They had been under the Iranian militant rule for over 2 years. In order for the hostages to be released, however, the U.S. had to come to a deal with the Iranian militants. They were to end all legal actions being undertaken in the U.S. courts against Iran. Also, they were to transfer about $10 billion of Iranian holdings from the U.S. back to Iran. This picture is of the elation that a now free hostage felt after his first glimpse of America in West Point, New York.